bring up, and I think is vitally important, is spreading awareness to the schools, educating the youth of today. I know the Slate Project of Stephen Dodge is very active in getting into the schools, talking to the kids, and raising awareness, because I think a lot of bad habits can start in even middle school, high school, and if these problems are swept under the rug, that's where these problems start and fester and only get worse. So let's address that, getting the word out to the youth, to the schools.
Absolutely. I couldn't stress that more enough. Yours in high school is very much your platform from where you develop. It's massive. So, when you're using and abusing drugs, your brain is in the most vital stages of development, and it's developing until you're 27. So when you're using or abusing drugs, you're really limiting your cognitive potentials. So kids have to really understand the ramifications. But not only that, stress is a major part of substance abuse. And I work, outside of a therapist. I'm also a hypnotherapist, and I work as a meditational counselor for universities, out in Long Island and in the city. And for me, part of my treatment is to help people understand the benefits of meditation. And so many people who do go down the road of substance abuse are trying to find themselves. They're trying to cope. And I think that meditation is something that's massive for kids to learn how to do and to feel comfortable with it, to understand that it's nothing esoteric. And I think that's one avenue that schools could go about. I think that's the next wave. That's mindfulness is becoming a very big term, and I know I'll touch upon it a bit later. But I think that's an approach that school systems should be implementing a lot more versus detention and punishment. But really the psychoeducation that schools provide is massive, as well as the parent education, where parents are able to recognize early indicative signs of substance abuse, as well as family genetic susceptibilities to substance abuse, and understanding what they could do in their roles to helping out their children, and also being on top of peer groups, because people who do abuse substances could be the most secretive, manipulative people out there. And peer groups and kids are also could be very sneaky. So it's a touchy subject, but it requires people to really have heightened awareness as to what your kids are doing and where they're going. And it's very important. You have to be sharp. You have to be very aware. Yes.
Carrie, you want to talk about, expand on that, about
Absolutely.
the importance of getting the word out to our youth?
Absolutely. I was a high school social worker for many years, both in the New York City Department of Education and on Long Island. One thing I can say is that's very frustrating is they've taken music and phys ed, for example, out of especially the city systems. What alternatives do those kids have? So I think it's definitely, you have to look at it from all levels as a system. Each person who works with each child, including the parents, needs to be educated as to signs to look for, what's important, what you as a parent can do. I think also, and also looking at the college level, so from all the way down through elementary school all the way up to college, if you just tell them not to do this and not to do that, provide them with alternative resources, teach them how to look out for each other. The students who are looking out for other students, that's, for example, at the college level, that's who's making a difference. Parents who are aware of what their children are doing. Look at what your children are doing on the internet. Look at who they're talking to. Where are they going when they tell you that they're going to someone's house? It's okay to check up on them, and I think parents are at a different level. Sometimes they want to be the child's friend, they want to be cool, and I know there's probably people out there watching this who want to throw things at me, but I will take the hit for it, because someone's got to speak for the kids out there who want that structure. They want their parents to check in on them. They don't want a friend. They want someone to make them feel safe. So it's okay, yes, your child's going to hate you, but then that really means that they love you. Teachers need to also take the same stance. Make it known that it's not okay to use that as a resource. Even the security guards who work in the schools. So we're all role models for the kids. We need to make sure that we're basically acting on what we're putting out there for them.
Let's go back